up, New Age nerds? Sharon Cutter Smooth EP Digital coming back at you one more time. Another week going down in H Town, and we're a little bit further in development. And I wanted to talk to you, as well as some others, about, let's say, the state of the industry and what do you know about flying cars? Something I'm into as a New Age nerd, and I brought a friend today, Shinji, to talk about it, to discuss a few things about this up and coming industry today on this fine fly Friday. Friday to everybody out there. Welcome, Shin. What's going on? Happy Friday, dude.
Yeah, happy Friday. It seems like it's been a ridiculously long week for me, as always.
Always.
I'm looking forward to the holidays coming up, and I'm glad that you have invited me to be on your show.
Oh, appreciate you. Appreciate you for having the time. Thank you. And I guess let's jump right into it, because Christmas is what, next week? Let's say if you had $1 million, would you buy a flying car?
I think if I had $1 million, I probably wouldn't. If I have $10 million, I might.
Very true. Oh, smart man.
Yes, I probably invest the $1 million. But in all seriousness, if the price goes down to, say, what a car costs, or maybe even twice that, then I think I would. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, depending on its capability, I as you know, but some of our viewers may not know, my background's in aerospace engineering and physics, and I currently work in the space industry. So I've always been interested in things that fly. And in terms of flying cars, I've thought about it every time I'm stuck in traffic, which seems to be all the time.
Yeah, always something going on. Somebody crashed, somebody can't drive. There's way too many people that can't drive that are
true.
The way. I'm sorry, just, I would rather fly over those people. And I feel you, Shen. I feel you. I feel your pain. So we're working on that. So if you don't mind, you want to run through some, let's say, pictures, images of, I hate calling them flying cars. And I'll show you what a flying car is. This I would deem as an air vehicle. Now that is an air vehicle, not a flying car, not a drone, not a helicopter. Yes, it's kind of like a quadcopter. It's not really a drone because it carries people, but this they call an air speeder. They're coming out. They're actually out of Australia, and they're mainly made for racing. So their entrance into the game of air vehicles is that they want to utilize these vehicles to race, not really for transportation or anything, but just straight up adrenaline rush racing, just like how old school NASCAR did to develop regular automobiles. So what did you think about that, Shen?
I think that's definitely for the thrill seekers of this world, kind of like people who pay to skydive. I don't know if I would be interested in purchasing one of those, although I would definitely be interested in flying them. That's for sure.
Yeah, if it's safe. So my only quarrel, and this is going to be a consistent quarrel, is safety, man. That's not safe. That's like, okay, let me put on the strongest helmet and everything, get the best gear, because if that thing goes down crashing, you just might be a goner. That's one. You ever see like the Star Wars when what little Anakin was racing or what have you? You just see them crashing or what have you. Yeah, it look cool on a camera, but I don't think those guys survived those crashes. So on this air speeder, like, it needs to be the most perfect airborne, never to go down type thing. And I despise air vehicles with open propellers, especially with the pilot right there. So moving on, this is another crazy design. Who is this? I can't remember their name. And I know it's right on the tip of my tongue because there's a whole bunch of companies. I wish I had a co-host to help me with the name here, but this is a crazy vehicle design coming out now with the wings fold out. As you can see, that's a flying car with all types of turbines on it. Now, you digging that, Shin? You like that one? I know you
No,
like
I think that one just looks crazy. And the wings itself, it seems to be way too long. I mean, one of the advantages of flying cars should be the fact that you're not taking up that space. Now, I do see that you can retract, but then I wonder about how the structure integrity is if it's because you have a joint right there, those two.
correct.
Also, there's like what 6 turbines in the front,
Correct.
and I don't know. I mean, it would seem like it would cause a lot of vibration with that many right in the front, right there.
Correct.
I don't know if they actually build it, but conceptually, I think it looks ridiculous. But who knows?
Crazy design. And there is a company, real company. These are all real companies. These are people who have already received some type of an investment and are building, and I guess at least have some type of letters of intent, meaning there are people interested in these types of vehicles. Go figure. So yeah, I wouldn't fly that one. But this one, I think this is Air or Uber Elevate. One of those. There are a few that are similar that kind of have a maybe similar mother company. But this vehicle, almost like an Airbus, maybe a bus with propellers on it. They're looking at developing these more so for the air taxis. Multiple people are going to multiple places or multiple rooftops or what have you. So about 8 passengers could load on and fly to different spaces. One get dropped off, somebody come on, but an Airbus. They're looking at developing those first before personal vehicles. So what you think about that, Shen?
I think that's a rational choice. I mean, this company is Uber, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone has heard of. I think they have the deep pockets to make it possible, and I'm glad they're looking forward and towards the future instead of just focusing on cars. Now, landing on rooftops, I mean, yeah, I mean that with the current state of development, I think that's probably a more rational choice in terms of the number of people you can carry and the fact. Okay, so one problem I have with that, I would definitely not get that myself. I understand that it's not supposed to be for consumer use in any case. It's for corporate. In which case, I think it makes sense. I guess my question then is, if it's not a personal flying vehicle, then what exactly is the advantage of that compared to just having like a corporate or just having a helicopter? I mean, is it less expensive? That's the only thing I can think of.
I agree. I don't see any advantages of it besides, hey, you just don't have any vehicle of your own. And that's actually Uber's vision of the future. People don't have to own vehicles. You just kind of rent one as you need it. I just need to go somewhere from point A to point B. So whether it's by car, plane, boat, it doesn't matter. Just do on an app. And my transportation will get me from point A to point B as the easiest workload on myself. So
that's only going to work if you have a infrastructure that stretches across the country. Otherwise, you're basically stuck in the cities where you have these infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
And I think some people, it's not convenient enough because with that, say I want to go to Walmart, right? I'm not gonna probably land on the rooftop of Walmart. I don't think so. I'll probably land like 10 miles away or something. I gotta figure out how to go from there to the store, and it's just like really, I just wasted a bunch of time and money.
If you can afford one of these or fly one of these within the next 10 years, you're probably not going to be shopping at Walmart. When the price gets down to normal 60 to 120,000, like you said at the beginning, normal vehicle range, yeah, which that's probably a good at least 15 years in the future. I'm thinking this is not a go to Walmart type vehicle. This is, you're going from suburbs, the suburbs, either all the way to midtown or all the way across town. You're traversing traffic.
Right.
One time.
herein lies the problem. Then I mean, just forget Walmart. Let's just say I want to go to Herman Park, for instance, in in the middle of Houston, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to find a place to park this thing,
true.
which is a problem. So the similar to the electric car industry, you have to develop the infrastructure along with the actual vehicle. And if you don't have the infrastructure set up, then at best it's just a high-end luxury item for rich people.
Yes, sir.
Even if the cost is low, it doesn't have the convenience factor, which makes sense for the average person, because then I would still need to have a regular car on top of this.
Correct. Correct. And you speak truth. You speak truth, brother. So correct. Moving on. So let's say volocopter, which again the same issues of trying to. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone. Give me 1 second. Oh, somebody call me. Jeez.
I gotta say that one does look pretty cool, though. I was thinking about that. That one, the one that you just showed on the screen, I've actually seen before. And when I first saw it, I was thinking, this looks crazy. But I saw a video of it flying, and I thought, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. The volocopter is what that's called. And as you can see, it's pretty much a whole bunch of miniature helicopters on that vehicle, but it has the same future vision as Uber. Let's say, wealthy CEO, you're just trying to go from one end of New York or San Francisco to the other side, or you got to cross multiple bridges. Like, I'm from Pittsburgh, and there's hills and mountains and bridges all over the place. So getting across all of that with an air vehicle or a volocopter does make sense in that perspective, but you would need to be able to afford it. So Uber and think Lyft, other guys who are invested in, like say, volocopter or those types, which aren't personal, they're looking at, hey, just use case. You need to travel from point A to point B. Hey, just rent it for the moment, and they have you. So, all right, next vehicle. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is. Oh man, I wish I had the list with me. I can't remember the name of this one, but this is another.
It says DeLorean Aerospace, I believe, on there, on the actual picture. That looks super cool, I have to say. I haven't seen that design. I have not seen that before.
Yeah, I haven't either. Well, until I found this picture. Crazy. So it's 2 turbines and some wings. The turbines pivot. Now, I am never a fan of pivoting turbines. Just knowing off of engineering, the load, the bearing, and bending load on that point in which you're trying to pivot a maximum thruster, at maximum load, carrying the load of the air vehicle, it's just, the strength you're going to need there looks very different in real life when they actually go to build it versus when they put together pictures and renderings of a cool design. So that's
Yeah,
I
mean, I see that one. That picture looks like it's a real one, doesn't it? Seems like it.
It seems like.
Oh no, that's a scale full composite. Okay.
Correct.
The 1/3 scale proof of concept model. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like the ones that have less turbines, because I feel like now that one only has 2. So what if one of them breaks? Then you're dead.
Yeah.
That's a problem too. So I think you need a certain amount of redundancy in order to, like airplanes, right? Typically they have backup. What do you call it? The turbines.
Yes.
So maybe like 4 would be good. Think about that. The shape as well looks really cool. Kind of looks like a miniature inverted airplane, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you're digging that one. You'd buy that one, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. If it flies well, and if they add another turbine to it, I think I would.
All right. So it's because of the less turbines, the less thrusters per se is what drives you, and as well as the wings. It looks cool. Like with wings, it looks like it can fly, right?
That's right. I like it that it looks cool and it has less turbine.
Okay, all right. So let's see the next one. What do we have here? Oh, another crazy design. So these are a lot of the backyard designs, even though in this picture it's kind of hard to tell. If you can look in the center, it's a guy with a box with metal braces, and he hooked 8 propellers to it. It's just that simple, and you can get off the ground. You can get off the ground. It has that much lift, and guys are trying to develop that. I think there's another picture with that that's along with that picture as well. So there it is. There it is. These personal vehicles, just 4 fans on a little seater. Put yourself in there, and you can get off the ground, get up in the sky. But again, your batteries are limited. You're looking at about 20 minutes. You get about 1,000 feet, but that battery goes dead. You're on the ground 1,000 feet, just like that. What you think about that, Shin?
I think it looks really unsafe, and I would not get it.
Oh man. So yeah, it looks like Shin, something's going on with your microphone. It was okay on my side before, but it seems to be getting worse. Thanks for the feedback, too. So we're going to continue. Let's go through these pictures. Shin, if you could see if you could adjust your mic. It is a bit scratchy. I'm not sure if it's the Wi-Fi bandwidth or not, but let me know. So whenever you come back in, we'll do a mic check. So continue on with the next vehicle, because that one, at least it does have the propeller guards, just like this one with the bike. Sky, in which they just put 4 propellers, front and back. Push a button in the middle, we'll get in the air. Some of them don't have propeller guards, right? In which the pilot is totally exposed to those propellers. To me, that's just dangerous. It's just, if anything happens, I fly drones, and those little chunks and pieces at that speed, it happens. The vehicle will still be airborne after losing a chunk. But if that chunk hits you at 20,000 RPMs, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a problem. So pop guards are a must, and at least I like that because these do have pop guards. But the airflow right in front of your face, so I'm not digging that. So Shin, get your microphone. I hear you in the background. Can you hear pretty good? Is your microphone good, Shin? Can you hear? You're on mute. Something's going on. I don't hear.
I'm mute, sir. Y'all both muted yourself. Y'all both muted yourself.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm actually talking. Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
I'm mute, sir.
Hey, can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Hello? Oh, so you guys could not hear me. Okay, so I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear me?
I hear somebody now. Hello?
That's me.
Okay, now you're good. So I don't know what happened. I guess the other camera and the other microphone dropped off. So now we switched over to the main camera and microphone. So thanks, Atune. I'm not sure how long I've been silent. So just jump right back in. Shin, the sky bike, you feeling it? Would you ride it? Would you fly it?
No.
No.
It looks like a flying motorcycle that looks extremely dangerous.
It is. It is. That's my main quarrel. It's dangerous. You're gonna. I would say it would be okay to fly it less than 50 feet over top of water or something soft. So real life case, not feeling it. It's gonna need a little bit more safety. So next one. What's the next air vehicle we have here? Another Skybox.
Where do I sit?
Yeah, they got it pretty good. Like the official design, once they put it all together, it looks good. And see how on this one the propellers are a whole lot more guarded, for safety. But again, what I do know is how fast and how stable it's actually going to be, because I know you have the spinning propellers, which centripetal force is going to give it its front and rear stability. But how strong is that versus a quadcopter? If you were to take those propellers and put them in the X fashion, how much more stability would you have? Because again, this manner, I don't think them spinning is going to keep it totally level. It's y'all, like, what is how controllable, how stable is that? So we'll see. Next, something to think about. Would you want would you want this for Christmas? No. And these guys are really selling this. This is on the market per se. You pretty much put your chest above 4 jet engines. You're on the intake side. I believe in order for the jet engines to intake enough air to push out to get you airborne, it's pretty much going to suck you in to the turbines. You think so, Shen?
It looks really cool, and it's definitely a different design than the other ones because it is using jet engines versus spinning turbines or propellers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it still looks pretty dangerous, but if I'm a thrill seeker, I might give it a shot. It looks like it should go pretty fast.
All right. I'm not riding that thing. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying I want to ride it. I just think it's cool looking.
Now, one of the leaders, Lilium Jet. Now, Lilium Jet has a very unique design that it uses probably about more than 20 micro turbo propeller fans, and those fans pull air over the wing. So rather than pulling the plane over air and the air pushing the wings up, they just directly pull the air over the wing and the whole vehicle rises. Now that is using Bernoulli's equation, very unique. I like that design, or at least the theory, but just the wings, the wide. If you see it fly, it takes off vertical and it'll get up to close to 100 miles an hour. So it can get pretty far. It utilizes the wing. So currently, Lilium Jet, they're off the ground. They're kind of leading out there. And they probably would be one of the first few to get to market. So your thoughts on it, Shen?
Well, considering that they've done more than just CAD designs, it looks and it flies. I just saw a little video of it actually, and it looks pretty cool. I think I would give that one a shot.
Yeah, I would fly that one. I'm not sure on how the controls would be. The landing situation needs to get better because I think it just lands on its belly and just kind of plops over.
Yeah. One thing that essentially, I mean, it looks like one issue I have with it is that it's not so much it's not compact. Let's put it that way. You have these giant wings,
correct,
which makes it looks like an airplane, except instead of using a propeller or an engine, it's using what do you call it? It's using a bunch of electric propellers, right?
Electric props. Yeah, turbo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, props.
Yeah. So I don't see, I mean, I would definitely fly this thing or ride in it, but I
Mm,
don't see the difference between this and just an airplane, really.
really? True. Very true. So we're in agreement on that. But they've made it pretty far. They've gotten hundreds of millions of dollars to develop that vehicle, and it's coming. As well as the rest of those that are on the market. So Shen, I hope you have an excellent Christmas and $10 million and you can buy one of those vehicles. We're gonna get you in the air, buddy, in a few years. I promise you, you're gonna get in the air. I don't
That's
want to go over
awesome.
time because I'm running out of battery and lost one microphone and the camera. Don't want to lose another in the middle. But it was excellent talking to you about this industry. We are going to have more. Look into it more. There may be a few more vehicles to enter the market in these next few months. So keep an eye out for that, as well as us developing our prototype in a lab. And I know, Shen, you're going to be a part of that. So everybody, look forward to talking about this more. And we're going to go ahead and let Shen go. And excellent talking to you, buddy. We'll talk later. All right.
Good talking to you as well. Take care. Bye.
All right. So the next segment of this show is going to be, if I can get to my documents here. And I'm not sure which folder we have. Sorry, I should have pulled this up before. But give me one moment because I'm switching between different things. All right. So a few questions of what I wanted to run through about this NANCo Aero and flying cars situation. And that is one question: how will flying cars change society? So as me and Shin were just talking, changing the society today is game changing. No longer have to wait in traffic. The distance or the size that cities are growing today, especially in Houston, and there's many of cities that are going to follow. Again, we are at the beginning of the future. We're in the future. This is just the beginning, like the real beginning of the Jetsons. And we have the next 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years, because we are 2,000 years past the birth of Christ. Peace be upon him. There will be another 2,000 years after this. And they're just going to continue to flying. Cities will continue to grow. Humans will continue to expand, getting into the air, which has a lot more space to travel and move about, which will allow people to move further without having to create roads. You can move in very remote locations if you wanted to. You can move to, another island and then just not need a boat, just go right over the river. If you're in a heavy mountainous area, you can just move about. Like places in Afghanistan and it's very difficult to move unless you have some type of air vehicle. And not an airplane, something that's really made for the common driver and very efficient, very reliable. So it will change everything for transportation as you know it, obviously. So moving on to the next question that we have is, will it help your current city? And my city is Houston. And Houston is actually on the top 10 list for urban air vehicles. Why? Traffic, and more traffic, construction that creates traffic, people who cause accidents because they're looking at the construction or not paying attention to the construction that cause more traffic. And then, when all that happens, they decide, hey, we need more roads, which cause more traffic. And now it may not be so many roads, so let's do some trains. So now they want to put in train tracks, which cause more traffic. And it's just so hard to move. At the same time, the city's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people are coming in, and more people are coming in, and more cars, and just it gets ridiculous. It's better to just hit the air. You know, I understand. A lot of people say, well, there's people that can't drive. Why would you want them in the air? Hey, the people that can't drive are not going in the air. I'm telling you that. If you can't drive, you can't fly. And rule number 1, the Flight Club, no crashing. If you can't drive, you cannot fly. That's going to be a personal rule for me that we will implement into our organization, because this is serious. If we want to be more productive, be more efficient, right? So obviously more responsibility. You know, having that, almost to say, luxury to just jump over traffic, right? Doesn't mean you